Hey, what's up, guys? It's again your boy Jay3 and Samito. We're here gonna be talking about Overwatch 2 and what we expect for Overwatch 2, or what we are looking forward to in Overwatch 2, whether it be maps, heroes, you know, different game modes. And leave your comments below, please, if you guys have any great ideas or, you know, ideas you want to throw at us. And please don't forget to like and subscribe under the video as well.
I apologize for leaking. Jay3 and I are on the main roster of Mayhem on J3's stream. You know, it was unfortunate.
Were you watching that?
Yeah, I pulled it up after.
I was gonna end my stream right after that game, and I was like, "Oh, bro, I gotta go. We gotta go." So that was a good one.
Although we are playing in the exhibition match upcoming, so be sure to tune into that.
Well, what are you looking forward to? Or unless you want me to go first.
Whatever you want to do, brother.
Well, I'm really what I am looking forward to the most in Overwatch. In Overwatch 2, I should say, is that I really hope it is free to play. I hope it's free to play so that, you know, because I feel like all the free to play games are, you know, becoming like it's the new thing with, like, you know, microtransactions like Fortnite, Warzone, and all these other BR games. But like BR games, that is. I mean, even Apex is, I'm pretty sure. I mean, not Apex. Valorant is popping off on the microtransactions with the skins. I mean, I feel like Overwatch could take the skins idea and run with it, and even get a content creator code to support their content.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good idea, wouldn't it, Jay? It turns out promoting advertising from your creators actually is pretty good for everyone in the entire ecosystem. Did you know that?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you see other, you know, games do it, other companies do it, so why not just like go to it? I think it's working. Yeah. Like, apparently there was a 2017 statistic, or 2018. I'm not so sure. Forgive me if this is a little bit wrong. I'm trying to go off the top of my head, but Fortnite free to play, just selling skins, made like $1.2 billion. And then Overwatch, which is, you know, you have to buy to play, made like 237 million.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think in a later time period of a game's life, going to that free-to-play model is, I expect it at this point. I think Blizzard's not dumb. They've been tracking Warzone very, very closely, because obviously it's Activision Blizzard, the same company. So I think the multiplayer is definitely going to be free-to-play, and I think that the PvE will be paid for. But I think on top of that, the supported creator code, I mean, I'm sure you see all the creators talk about that, the nitty-gritty of making a healthy ecosystem. I'm actually not going to get into that right now. I think the main thing that I want to see for Overwatch 2 that people don't talk about is crossplay, and I want to see, obviously, weekly content. The battle pass system, I think, will be much better from each season. There's no company that makes skins and cosmetics better than Blizzard Entertainment. I think Overwatch is the most polished FPS game to ever come out. Jay, I think you'd agree with me on that. It's like,
I completely agree. Yeah, their skins are pretty
not nice. A better looking game. It's beautiful. That game engine, as you're playing a Pixar film, there's no game that's ever been able to do that, unless, you know, I'm missing one here, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I?
I mean, no, I don't think so.
I mean, listen, Blizzard's the best in the world with it. Despite, you know, I might give Blizzard a lot of grief. That's just because, like, realistically, I think very passionate. It comes from a spot of love. That's just how I was raised in Kentucky. I don't know what to tell you other than that. But, you know, when you look at this game and what it needs to do, it's operating at probably about 80% efficiency, but that last 20% makes a big difference. And going to that free-to-play model with cross-platform so everyone can play together, because there's an SR system and a role queue system, so people will perform to their maximum capability. And console players have proven many times that they're able to compete at the highest level of play. So I'm not really worried about that. But what I do want to see on top of that is weekly content with a story. I don't want it to come out late in bunches. I think if they did one like bi-weekly and made it smaller and more split up, we would see better, more efficient, more content for creators to make, generally more hype around the game. And the PvE is going to be big, Jay. I know you're not big on PvE, but it allows the game to branch out to different formats and a different target audience, while
yeah, I completely agree.
Being a chill play to just play. I mean, you played WoW, right? You said you played WoW back in the day.
I play WoW. I'm starting to play WoW again. I'm really enjoying it, to be honest. And speaking about your you know, branching out to like cross-platform, I agree with the cross-platform. I think you should be able to play cross-platform, like, you know, quick play arcade games, maybe even a custom lobby, but I do not think you should be able to cross-platform in competitive.
Why is that?
Honest, because I just don't think I just don't want some, no offense to console players, I just don't want one on my team. I'm sorry.
That's true. I think there are some roles it's very limiting, but I think if there's an MMR reset, which should happen, by the way, if there should be some form of MMR reset going into Overwatch 2. I think if there's an MMR reset, if you climb to a rank, you belong in it, personally.
Okay, I probably can agree with that, but like, I feel like you know, they're just PC dominates in general. And in my honest opinion, I think PC FPS games is just so much. It's smooth. It's just faster paced. I'm pretty sure people can agree with me. It's faster paced. I mean, I feel like cross-platform would be good for the game, but just not for competitive.
Actually, the hero balance is different depending on the platform too. So actually, I don't want a Switch player in my team. Never mind.
I mean, yeah. True. Imagine a top 500 Switch player on your team, locking the Junkrat.
Well, the ladder would be universal, and if we reset MMR, they're not getting past Diamond. So you know, it is what it is there. But moving on, I guess, because I do want to kind of get some more things. What I also want to see after that is a lot of hero reworks, right? Like, I think Jeff, in the words of his own words at BlizzCon, he wants to redefine what a sequel is. And I think in order to do that, you need to take your game and kind of twist it to a new shape. You know, if it's not going to be its own unique, different multiplayer, obviously Push is going to be great. But, you know, I think a lot of the problem characters that people don't like, and I think you'll agree with me here, and you should look to get changed. I think Doomfist is one of them. I think Brig is one of them. I think that Sigma and Orisa are some of them. I think that this could be the time to change everything at once that a lot of people don't like, right? And take the game back to its core for what it was. Like, you know, even I've proposed a couple different changes to Doomfist that are way less CC heavy that I think I know you would love after all the times I'm hitting you with the cooldowns in rank.
I mean, if they change Doomfist, though, what are you gonna play in like top 500? I mean, what I noticed though is that they're making the game like there's so much AOE, man. Like, I mean, and I feel like they're making so many characters do so many things. Like, I don't know, like Sigma, like Sigma has a shield, he has no footsteps, he has a defense matrix ability, he has a stun, like, just too much, like
yeah, I feel like, you're right. I mean, that's just how they change the game.
I feel like they need to go back to, like, you know, back to season 2, man, where tanks actually were tanks, you know, Winston and Reinhardt, best main tanks, like
best tanks
in general. Yeah, and then you had, like, you know, Ana, which was, I mean, out of all the supports that really recently came out, you know, Baptiste, Immortality, KW, Ana, you know, people are gonna be like, oh, but you have to actually aim a sleep dart to, like, sleep a nanoed Genji that is flying in the air, or, like, you know, the anti is really good, and, like, or use it to heal yourself. I mean, I feel like, you know, characters are taking less and less what do you call it? Skill, I should say. Yeah.
It's not about how you use your ability to win the fight. It's what ability you have. If you look at Bap and Brig, right? Like a lot of these newer characters, it's like, well, you know, these characters, Brig gets value by being picked, because if you're playing Tracer into Brig, I'm sure you'll understand this. It's like, okay, she has an inherent advantage by switching that character, because you have to break her shield no matter what. Like, she's negating you by existing rather than outplaying you, right? Same with Baptiste and Immortality Field. But if you look at the old school supports, you know, a lot of these interactions were neutral. And I think, honestly, the game in October was like this, where pretty much every hero in the game was neutral to each other, and you could make them play with anything.
I completely agree. A few months ago, it was actually really fun. But then, you know, the changes that they actually recently made, you know, messed it all up. 2 shields, Bap Immortality. And I want to actually bring back, like, you know, we've been playing for a very long time, and I want to bring up dive. Like, dive, you know, you need coordination. You actually need to, even if you're a Zenyatta player and you're in the back line, you know, you got to sometimes win that 1v1 against the Tracer. You know, you guys got to use your communication. You know, you have to be able to outplay other people. Like, that's why I feel like Overwatch back then was like fun.
Yeah. So to elaborate on your point about dive, I think a lot of old school players talk about dive, right? And they're like, and then the community's like, oh, you guys only just want dive because you want it to be a mechanical game and that's it. But here's the thing about dive that a lot of people don't really understand. Dive, when I say dive, is true Overwatch. It's because every aspect of Overwatch that makes Overwatch an FPS MOBA was at its peak skill ceiling when dive was meta. It was not just the shooting and the mechanics, right? It was the team coordination in a team game.
You know, yeah, you have to dive in.
Peak. The mechanics played to its peak, and the cooldown management played to its peak.
Yep, you have to.
So you had all of the MOBA and FPS elements at their highest, on top of the fact that there weren't any win buttons in that game, in that meta.
All about outplaying.
All 6 characters, all 6 characters had the opportunity to make a fight-winning play, but they had to do it by taking all 3 of those core fundamentals of the game to their highest capacity. And it was all high skill heroes. You had to have great positioning, game sense, cooldown management,
teamwork
and
too.
Mechanics. and teamwork.
I mean, yeah, you gotta be like, hey, we're diving this character, everyone dives, or if you're playing for the counter dive, you gotta counter dive. Like, you know, that I feel like
so many options.
Yeah, that was fun. But I mean, now now it's a little different. You have 2 shields, and I don't know about you. If a game lasts 20 minutes, I spend 18 minutes shooting shields. So
yeah, and then another 18 in queue because no one wants to play the other tanks. Regardless of that, Blizzard for Overwatch 2 needs to take the game back to that core that Dive exemplified, that the game this previous October exemplified, or unfortunately, a lot of these players I think are going to come back to the game and enjoy the aesthetic for a little bit, but ultimately they'll just walk right back out the door in 2 months. Like, though, sure, like I'm not worried about people getting back in the door for Overwatch 2, right?
Especially
just the name
streamers.
Overwatch 2.
Like, if you bring like Tim the Tatman or any other streamer, you're bringing also their viewership with you, and those people might install the game if it's free to play and join the fun.
And then I'm not like, you're absolutely right. That's literally what's going to happen 100%. See, that's not what personally myself and many others are worried about. As people who grinded the game for a long time, we're going to keep those diehards, but what we need to focus on keeping to stay at the top of the gaining chain are the swing players, the players that bounce from game to game. Sure. And that's where that last 20%, where I talked about earlier, Jay, I think you'll agree with me here, where you need to be firing at all cylinders. If you want to keep those players to maintain your top spot, your game of the year worthy game, Overwatch, if you want to maintain that, you cannot be firing at 80%. You cannot have characters that play the game for you, that do everything rather than a niche. You cannot have win buttons like immortality field in the game. The game needs to feel neutral, not oppressive, and you need to stick to the core fundamentals of Dive. And I think that if the team approaches that differently going into 2021, because we saw some big improvements this year. I think we're on track to getting to where we want to be for Overwatch 2, especially if you had to guess. When do you, so obviously we have no information on this. When do you think the game will come out?
Probably, I would say, there might be another sneak peek in BlizzCon. If not BlizzCon, they might say, hey, this is a game coming out in maybe next month. Maybe that's my guess. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I mean it has been a year. But I mean, I don't want to forget also COVID has probably made restrictions on a lot of things. They might be, they're not all working together. They might be working at home on the computer. So, I mean, I don't know how it works. I just play games. I don't even know how to build a computer. But I mean, I know how to play them, but not make one. But I mean, I hope it comes out soon. And when you were saying about keeping the game really fun, I played Apex. And, you went pro in Apex, whatever. That's not the case. But, as soon as Apex was released, 50 million players in like a week or a month. Amazing. Blue was a great game, a lot of player base, but it failed because there was no battle pass. It didn't come out with a battle pass. They weren't listening to the community, and like, the game slowly died for a lot of people. But I mean, it's still doing like relatively good, but right now they started like popping off with like, the new characters and the battle passes and everything. But I just hope when Overwatch 2 does come out, like they're on top of their stuff, and like not just Overwatch 2, hey, this is new content, have fun. They keep on making that new content. That's so it's never stale. That's what I don't want.
I agree with you. That's what I think they need to do with the storytelling, right? Because if they find the right way to balance, that's why PvE is so big, because it really will be a great way to fill the downtime from PvP content, right? Like, we only see new heroes once every 4 months on the release cycle, right? Maybe more than that, right? We only see 3 heroes a year.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So we see 1 tank, 1 support, 1 DPS. But if you're releasing bits and pieces of the storyline in between those 2 months periods, like say in between the 4 months where you're releasing a character, every 2 weeks, you have a new story mission come out, right? That's a lot of content for content creators. It keeps the anticipation up and allows you to space out in what you're doing in between new season releases, right? Because that even comes out from time to time. If you time it right, you might be able to have a new piece of content every 2 weeks. Yep. On top of the workshop and everything that you've got going, you have a recipe for a perfect storm, and it's really important that we schedule it properly and we see the game in the big picture for what it can be. And like, if we get to that point, which I personally think we will, like, listen, there are very few people who give Blizzard as much grief as I do. I'll just be forward, right? There are very few people.
I give them sometimes too, but I'm just saying it because I love the game and I play the game every day, whether I talk or not. I love it.
You and me are 2 people that I think have sat through it the whole time.
Oh, right? I mean, I took 2 months off to try Apex, but I'm gonna be honest, I came back. I
took 2 months off to play COD too, and it's just at the end of the day, like, this game is What? Whoa.
I heard that, but I think you're fine.
Whoa, just my PC just like, what the heck? But no, I feel you on that. I feel like we're in that same boat. It's like it comes from a place of love, and like even like I try to give the dev team credits where it's due. Like it's like I shoot straight as well as many other people do. There's a lot of potential here, guys. There's a lot of this game has the potential to do what no other shooter type game has ever done, because there's never been a shooter type game that has the arena shooter that's really good. That has the people. Maybe Jay's not gonna like my answer here. Maybe Treyarch and Black Ops Zombies, right? You know, is one of them. But even then, it's like this game is like hero based. Like this game could do what Black Ops 4 didn't do, but with cross platform, with the supported creator system. Overwatch 2 might be the first game to do it all. And that's all. I mean, that's what Blizzard does. Big. They make characters that do it all. So hopefully, you know, they do it big. All.
I just want them to really like. I mean, I love that they do this. Creator spotlight. I mean, I don't know if they don't do it for YouTube, but Twitch. Obviously, they give those creators that stream every day, small or big, the spotlight, and catering to those streamers is what's going to bring new players and keep that player base up and running as well.
Well, they're your advertisers.
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Like,
so
the ones.
If you make the game big again, imagine if like Ninja or Dr. Lupo, even Shroud gives the game a chance again. Like you're bringing a lot of people back to the game, especially if it's free to play to try. Yeah. So I really hope, I cannot stress that enough, it is free to play.
It will be. Don't even sweat that. There's no way. They're not dumb.
I hope.
There's no way. No, trust me, brothers. This company's smart. They know exactly what they're doing. They're adhering to the model.
If they're watching this right now, please.
No, they will. Trust me, they will. There's no way they don't.
Please.
I don't even need it. I obviously no insider information there, but like they're not stupid. So yeah. That's all there is to that. But again, back to what you said, I think what makes a game successful, I talked about ecosystems earlier, addressing what you said, right? And I feel like this is becoming more of a podcast format, which honestly, let us know down in the comments if you want Jay and I to do a podcast. I talked to our content manager, Ella Nateson, about this, and we're down to do one in the future. It just really depends on if there's enough subject matter, but like I can talk about this with you for hours.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, we could talk. I know I'm gonna agree with you. I could talk about this, or even if the other tier lists. I mean, you and me both have different personalities, and our communities are probably a little bit different. I mean, but I feel I like it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, it's fun. So like, if you guys want to see that, let us know. If there's enough support for it, we'll definitely try it out. But regardless of that, we talked about ecosystem, Jay, and that is just so crucial to a successful game. And if you look at games like Minecraft, right? That's the community I came from. I came from the Minecraft community, so I like to think I have a good understanding about how the game works. The reason why Minecraft is the most successful game of all time is because it allowed for the ecosystem to grow and allowed for the community to create in ways that the game studio couldn't possibly have ever reached, right? You had server networks that could monetize and make their own game types, and the multiplayer, which
it's crazy,
huge, right? And these servers, were able to build their own communities and branch out. Like Minecraft itself was just the soil, and the communities took it to levels beyond what anyone at Mojang could have ever anticipated, right? And that's what I want to see with Overwatch 2 when it comes to making that ecosystem, right? Like the game being free to play will cause more players to come, right? Because you want to pay for the game, which means there's more viewers on YouTube. If there's more viewers on YouTube, that means there's more content creators who are able to come and make content, right? And if there are more content creators with the support creator code, getting more viewership, that incentivizes these content creators to stream here instead of other games which have more support for them, right? Like, there's no reason for streamers like Ninja, Tim, you name them, to stream Overwatch consistently when they could be streaming Fortnite, Warzone, you name it, all these other trendier games that have these programs that help their business more. At the end of the day, it's a business, and it just has to be treated as such. So if you want to compete, you got to give them a better deal, right? And that comes from free to play. Sorry, I'm talking to you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. When you talk, and it brings up ideas in my head, so I'm perfectly fine with it.
You go first. I don't want to talk over you.
You were talking about all these reasons why content creators should stay in the game, and I was memeing with one of my duos. Emong, for an example. We were duoing today, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I came in last place in a Warzone tournament and I made 60K. Oh man. But I mean, over here, like, imagine, oh man, last place in a Fortnite World Cup. Damn, dude, what am I gonna do with this $100,000 I just won?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm out of luck now. I'm just You better go back to the grind. And like right now it's just because the thing is about Overwatch too, it's like Overwatch was the last game with the traditional game format to come out. I think Overwatch was the last shooter game to really do that. And now again, looking at how Fortnite really was the game to do it, revolutionized their ecosystem with the sport creator program, free to play. So there's a greater audience, more kickbacks to creators, equals more advertising, equals more product sales for the company, equals more revenue, equals more content coming out, and that kind of just snowballs and builds on it.
Yeah, it builds and builds and builds.
I mean, and that's how a lot of these games become successful. Minecraft did it the best, but no one really took notes on that.
Apparently,
if we could, you know what we should do, Jay? This is a hot take. We need to allow monetization into the Overwatch workshop and a map, and we need a map editor.
Oh, that would be cool.
Well, because then, I mean, again, you could do it similar to how Minecraft servers work, even to an extent where it's like, give Blizzard a kickback, allow these workshop, because the workshop is the most underrated part of Overwatch.
It's amazing. I'm gonna be honest. Like waiting for a queue and playing a workshop game mode, I think it's awesome. But I don't. How would you incorporate that? Like if you make a change to the map and you show it to the devs or make a tweet about it and it pops up, they can incorporate maybe the change. Like for an example, Hollywood. I'm pretty sure everyone knows in the chat. Like Hollywood, the RNG elevators. Like somebody could have probably done that on maybe the map editor, like you said.
Mm-hmm. They could have, but granted, they have changed it now to they changed the elevator system and how it works, which is good. But at the same time, it's not even about editing what is already there. It's the ability to create, right? Like there's so many talented people that have a love and a passion for Overwatch, and if Blizzard finds a way to allow these minds to expand on their version of the game to reach a greater audience. Look at Fortnite's. They had these speed running parkour challenges built.
That's true. I feel like
was huge.
Yeah, they should give more power to the players. I would say.
Yeah, because the players have talent. The players can do things to this game in ways that Blizzard doesn't have the manpower or the imagination to do it. And that's not a shot at Blizzard, by the way. They're very creative-minded people, but there are things that other minds out there can come up with that would blow your mind, right? That's coming from me, apparently the guy with the biggest ego in the community. Not the biggest ego, just the biggest muscles. Get it right, okay? But no, it's literally if you allow these minds to collaborate and build on their ideals with literally the ability to create maps, whatever it may be, right? We're looking at a whole new verse of content, and especially if you allow them to monetize it, and whether it's whatever the capacity is, right? They could commit more time to building on that.
That's true.
The more time they can commit to building on that, the more content you and me get. And if you and me can make more content, that means there's more games for viewers themselves to play, meaning there's more people on Overwatch, more active users a month, more ways for the company to make revenue, which means they can make more content. And it's a minimal work effort, because all you have to do is create the foundation for these other workshop creators to build upon what they want to make. Blizzard doesn't have to do anything. And hell, they would let Blizzard take let Blizzard take a 20% commission on everything that the sales from that area does. People wouldn't mind that. That's a win-win-win, right?
That's a 5-head shot right there.
I mean, it's just taking from what other companies have done successfully, and appreciating. You just gotta appreciate Minecraft. Again, it's my roots, but attention.
I've tried Minecraft and I played it, but I think there was another statistic a number. I think Minecraft was the most watched category or something.
Yep. Yeah, the funny thing is, I grew up playing with all those guys. I know a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's crazy or something. The most watched in games. It's also the most sold game, I believe, as well. You know, you have to actually buy the game too, which is crazy.
Yeah, 200 million users.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's the most successful game of all time, and number 2 is Tetris, I believe. So and Tetris had a 20-year advantage on this thing. You know what I mean? Or maybe 10. I don't even know. But no, man, I think, speaking of which, we should do a Minecraft hardcore run together and see if we can do it.
Bro, listen, I don't know anything about Minecraft. I'm trash.
That's why it'd be funny. I'll teach you.
I'll be down. I'll be down. But also the other thing I can think of for Overwatch 2 is how are you looking for it? I'm pretty sure we saw these other characters that they're coming out with on the trailer. Also, what are you looking for in Push?
I think Push is going to be a great mode. I'm really excited for the format, and I think it's good because we need something different. It's like a hybrid between Escort and Koth. It has Koth's tempo, but with Escort's format, and I think people love getting away from that 2CP-esque hybrid, map pool. But no, I think it's going to be crazy. I think I'm very excited for those Toronto was almost a semicircle. It almost was a circle, and that's where double shield is not good. So I'm excited for that. I think dive will dominate though.
I'm looking forward to it.
Rushdown Thompson dive will dominate. But I'm having played it at BlizzCon last year, I think it's going to be one of the best things that we do. And
really, I haven't played it. I didn't go to that BlizzCon, and I was missing it, man. Oh, but hearing,
yeah, dude, we haven't met yet. Isn't that crazy?
That is true. We've known each other for quite a long time,
like 3 years now.
3 years, and we've never met face to face. But I mean, hey, man, that's what online does. You meet some of your best friends online. Sometimes you meet each other.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I saw Mattman. Unfortunately, no, I'm just kidding. Mattman was lit. I love Mattman. He's a great guy. Oh my god! But yeah, back to push. Sorry, dude. Yeah, it's a Koth tempo. It literally felt like Koth with escorts format.
When you get really close to that end.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. What was the other thing you were asking about, like the new heroes?
Oh, the new heroes. So we saw another hero with a sniper. I'm not so sure what it was.
Sojourn?
Is that, you already know the names?
Yeah, Sojourn was her name. Was she the
sounds like another
African American chick with the sniper and the grapple?
Did she have a grapple? I don't remember. I just remember. I mean, we watched it a long time ago.
Overwatch commander lead or whatever.
Probably. You're probably right. I saw it a long time ago, probably like last year when they showed it. I'm trying to go off memory here, but that's actually pretty sick.
She's really cool. No, she's really cool. I think. Listen, I'm excited for the new characters, Jay. I'm also nervous, right? Because if you look, I think for fair reason, right? And this is why, listen, guys, trust me, the content creators being very, 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 in fact, the past 2 weeks, I have not seen this many content creators, OG and new, be this vocal about the game. It hasn't happened. Like people, I don't know if you've been paying attention, Jay, but Blizzard is aware of the feedback, very aware of the feedback. And I don't think they expected this many people to be speaking up from old and new. I think it was a real bonding process for the creator community, which is great. But, a lot of the new heroes they introduce are pretty broken. I'm not going to lie. These characters that do everything, right? So, like...
I mean, this is everything based off our opinions, and obviously we don't know anything what's happening. I should, make sure that's a statement on here. We don't know anything about Overwatch 2.
We don't know.
But I hope, whoever does try out these characters, or even if they can invite some people to try them out, I hope they know what they're talking about and at least give their feedback, so they're not broken on release.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that, shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh my god, I'm having a huge brain fart right now. Oh my god. Oh, I had a point I wanted to make so bad. I think it was about heroes that do everything. It's if you look back at the core game again, we talked about this earlier. It's like the heroes that do everything in their role, specifically in the tank and support category, are the real the problems children. And I think that because realistically, 80 or 90% of these heroes are done very well, right? But all it takes to break a game is one immortality field, right? It's one of these things. And, I'm just hoping, obviously we don't know anything. And even if we did, we definitely could not be saying it. But I think that, I don't know, I have faith. And I think that the Blizz team is going to have that big wake up call when Overwatch 2 drops to be like, all right, pedal to the metal. Let's get her done.
Let's get her done.
Let's get her done.
Hey, Kona Cloud, get her done.
Yeah, get her done. That's how we do it in Kentucky. We get the job done with our beer and our bourbon and our basketball. That's all we got. And some horses.
All I got is Gator Tail.
Gator Tail, dude. I actually almost had Gator Tail, the UK football, UF.
Dude, it's delicious. Trust me.
I just missed it, man. I was actually looking forward to trying
blackened seasoning and deep fried. Oh.
You know what? We should make a video of us eating gator if I get down to Florida at some point.
We could try doing a lot of stuff like that, ghost chip, that ghost chip or something.
Oh,
I hate spicy stuff. I hate spicy stuff, dude.
I can do it if it's just like southern, Nashville hot chicken. I could eat that all day. It's so good.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta. I hate spicy things, and you gotta try it.
Okay, we will. But anything else Overwatch 2 related? We're getting a podcast, dude. I actually, after doing this, dude, I would love to do a podcast. I think we should do it.
30 minutes of just talking about Overwatch 2 and what do we expect or what are we looking forward to, man. I mean, if chat, chat, I call chat. I'm going to keep saying it.
I do too.
If chat likes it and they leave their comments down and they like this video and you guys subscribe, if it gives us, let us, yeah. I don't know. I fucked up.
I mean, do that. And I think what's cool as well is obviously Jay and our streams, I think you'll say this, our kind of caricatures and our characters on stream are kind of built upon our own personalities. At least for me, people are usually pretty blown away about how I am off camera. Like they think I'm gonna be some like real toxic, like just like in your face kind of guy. I'm just not. So I think you can get maybe some more insight about who we are kind of off camera in a recorded atmosphere. So if that's something that interests you guys, you know, I kind of want to try one. We just need the right subject matter. So we'll call this the Sam and Jay Overwatch 2 podcast, episode 1. Even though it's probably not a podcast, and Ella's gonna get mad at me.
And probably not gonna be in episode 2, but we'll see. Anything else?
No, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yep, for sure. Thank you guys for watching. This is Samito and Jay3. Then again, Samito FPS on Twitter, Jay3OW on Twitter, and also youtube.com/Samito. And then also I am on Twitch, so you can search up twitch.tv/Jay3. There I am. Also on YouTube as well, youtube.com/Jay3Twitch. I hope you guys had a good time. Let us know what you guys think and what you're looking forward to. If you agree or disagree with us, and leave it in the comment section. And then again, I can't stress this enough. Subscribe.
Peace, guys.